Has Polaroid fixed one of the major issues with their black and white film? That's the photos turning brown or sepia over time. However, I was at PolaCon New York City recently, and Polaroid themselves was there demoing their black and white film, the new emulsion, which they claim is only in their brand new monochrome frames. The interesting thing is it has a production date of February of 2024, while at PolaCon, Polaroid directly handed me a pack of black and white film, quote, old stuff, and it also has a February production date. Are they the same? Well, we'll test that out. Now, that's more of just a side little quest. The main thing is let's check this film out, because I'm not even a black and white shooter, but this stuff has me wanting to shoot black and white film more and more. So far, I'm hyped. So without further ado, let's dive into today's video and just have some fun. Bring him along, my friend Caleb. It's gonna be a good time. Let's shoot some photos. You know the type of guy that was a jock in high school but ended up becoming a huge nerd? You know, someone that's not afraid to make a fool of themselves on the internet. And someone that likes to shoot Polaroid a little too much. Did I say huge nerd? You know, just an ordinary, everyday guy. Well, that's me. I'm just another Chris. So let's start things off with the brand new monochrome frames. They started adding in the don't X-ray or CT scan. And so far from all my results from my tests, I don't have to worry about it. I recently uploaded a little test, a little short if you want to check it out. It's all about CT scan and X-ray and film from various airports. Link in description. So the first shot that I took was of this 1930s gas station that's been converted into a pizza place. Such an awesome place. First shot. I'm excited. Excited is an understatement. Look at that. Next, we headed over to the Capitol Hill Motel, and this might look familiar to you if you checked out my short I did on it not too long ago. I promise I won't continue plugging shorts. But this one was actually really cool and sad. It's closing. The owner is such a sweetheart, but one of the takeaways was this sign cost him $17,000 a year to maintain. Crazy. I've shot this a few times, but not with black and white. In the daytime. And I'll show you that nighttime photo a little bit later. It's from a different pack of black and white, but it will tie into something. Just hang tight. Next, we found this Ranch Inn Motel color TV sign. Kind of ironic since I'm shooting it in black and white. And I'm really digging these grayscale frames. I hope they continue to make this. I actually haven't seen this theater in the daytime. I've only ever seen it lit up at night, and it looks beautiful. Hang on, I can do my best Vecna beautiful line. Hang on. It's beautiful. That was terrible. Let me try again. It's beautiful. Nope, beautiful. No, I usually can do it. Beautiful. Anyway, I ran out into the street to take the next shot. We didn't get B-roll of me almost in the street. No, because now there's a bus coming. I didn't fully commit because I was too scared. I should have gone out a little bit further. So I decided to be a coward and shoot one up close. Why not? I already have a few of these. There's actually two really good ones of this. This is the first one, which I just showed you, and I'm going to save the second one for a little bit later in this video. Stay tuned. Caleb spotted this car up against this building, which he thought was pretty cool, so he went out and shot it, but it did give me an idea. I got some of these filters. Put this over the...
Oh yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, it's much better when you're closer apparently, but the sun isn't hitting in the right spot, so I couldn't do it. I'm still gonna try and find that though and shoot one with this at some point. Maybe we'll find another cool car.
I'm sure we will.
We in fact did not. I have a few of these effects filters, so stay tuned for a future video where I mess with them. So after that failure, we head over to the next spot, which is this pizza place. We didn't get pizza, but what we did get was some killer photos of this sign. I actually found this place the other day and shot some in color. Whew, baby, damn good. Before leaving, I decided to take a portrait of the man himself, which just so happens to be the final shot of this monochrome pack. For fun, I took a shot of the Predator. You can barely see. I don't know if it's gonna work out. I put it right up against the glass. I'm surprised it actually fired. It didn't register that the glass was there and try to focus on the glass. We'll find out. Yeah, that didn't work. I caught a major glare. But hey, you don't know until you try. Oh, this is the headquarters for Dark Horse Comics. That's why they're here. All right, loading in the old stuff, even though it's still the same production date. But according to Polaroid, this is still the old chemistry. I don't believe it, but we're gonna shoot it and compare it. Sitting in the remnants of what was awesome. It's not here no more, but there used to be a World War II bomber that was sitting right up overhead. It was awesome. We need to figure out what happened to the bomber. I might look into that. Yeah, so here's what it looked like. And the short history is, in 1947, a man named Art Lacey purchased a B-17 bomber for $13,000, which in today's money, that's a staggering $182,000. flew it from Oklahoma to Troutdale, Oregon, dismantled it, transported it covertly, whatever that means, and placed it atop his 48 pump gas station. Wait, let's go back to that covertly thing. I found this article. As the story goes, Lacey bet his friend $5 that he would purchase a World War II surplus plane, fly it to Oregon, and display it as his establishment. The plane was sold on the stipulation that Lacey could prove to the base commander that he knew how to fly it safely. He fibbed and told them that he had a co-pilot. He then placed a dressmaker's dummy in the co-pilot's window to satisfy the requirement. So after he took off, he had an issue with the landing gear and eventually ended up crashing the plane. They could not afford fuel to fly the plane home, so they bribed the local fire department with a pumper truck to siphon fuel out of 2 other decommissioned planes. Wow. Once on the ground, the plane was dismantled and loaded onto trucks for transport. The plane was too heavy, too high, and too wide to be safely transported down 2-lane streets. Lacey was unable to secure proper permits, so he realized if he moved the plane late at night, he might be able to get away with it before the local police caught on. They drove the disassembled plane to its final resting place under the cover of night. He later opened the Bomber restaurant and motel. The gas station closed in 1991. He later died in 2000. The entire B-17 was dismantled and removed in 2014 for restoration. And then in 2020, the restaurant closed, spanning 73 years. Dang, what a wild story. And this is the stuff I love to hear. When I take pictures of old stuff with old cameras, I rarely get to know the history. Though the Bomber isn't up for display anymore, its story, its legacy isn't over yet. It's actually being restored and aiming to fly again. So there's a happy ending. If you want to learn more information about it, I'll leave some links in the description below. Anyway, let's get back to the main video, shall we? What? There's still a sign, and it's cool. And we're gonna shoot it. Get in this movie theater. Even though I was here the other day, shot the perfect photo of it. But I'm gonna get another one. I think I'm gonna do a wide shot in black and white. Let's see what happens. Believe it or not, that is an elevator. It's glitching. We're gonna die.
The gypsy woman said.
The prophecies come true. What's going down? What? The door never opened. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but hey, we made it and we didn't die. And check out this view, which I thought this would be a perfect shot of Caleb overlooking the city. It's not bad. We ended up sticking around and shooting several photos, and one in color, just for fun. There might be a difference in the film. I'll have to go back home and really analyze them a little closer, but it's not as contrasted, so we'll see. Kind of reminds me of the building from Men in Black.
A little bit.
From the first movie.
What do they call those, the UFOs?
Yeah, and I was in New York and I didn't even freaking go to them. They're cool as shit. That's dropped. We are gonna die. Your prophecy is coming true.
Just like the gypsy woman said.
And might as well shoot one more for good measure. Here's me about to run into the street like an idiot to shoot this photo. Don't do this. Oh, I'm shooting with the i2 with color film, just for fun. Hey, what? I don't want to talk about it. That didn't work out the way I hoped it would. Yeah, all that for nothing. This was an unexpected little surprise. I almost didn't shoot this, but then I heard a guy start talking to me from the side. He was an employee on a smoke break. Didn't record any of our conversation, but he told me that this place has been open since the 30s. You're angry about having to take a picture. He wasn't going to get a picture of that, but then this guy over here was telling me that this building has been here since 1931, and that is the original sign. And he's like, all in a huff, said, fine, I'll get it, I'll get it. He thought it was modern. I actually thought it was modern too, to be honest. That's pretty cool. Be all grumpy about it.
I'm not grumpy. I was just wrong. I could have sworn it was just some coffee shop, put it up 5 years ago kind of thing. I didn't know it was from the 30s.
Yeah, I didn't.
It doesn't look like it's from the 30s.
The guy could have been lying. This is our final stop of the evening, and I have 2 shots left, so I'm just going to shoot them off here. And where's here? Well, it's none other than an abandoned strip club. I've actually been here before and got some pretty cool photos. However, it's my first time shooting black and white photos here. Now let's head back home and take a better look at these photos side by side. Whew! So it has been 1 week.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. I know the whole f***ing song.
Couldn't help myself. But it's been 1 week since I have shot these. And the reason I have waited is because I wanted to see if they would turn that lovely sepia brown color that you're accustomed to seeing from Polaroid black and white film. That is the main reason I don't shoot black and white. Worth noting, the scans that you saw in the video were scanned 3 days after shooting them. And I gotta say, there's an ever so slightly, minimal, just a little bit of a browning, but really not a problem at all. I still think the pictures look fantastic and definitely way better than what they looked like previously. The scans that you saw, I scanned them with the ES60W. It has its quirks, it's not perfect, but for the price and what it can do, I think it's a great one, and I do recommend it for color photos, yes. I don't recommend it for black and white photos. You do get a lot more artifacting on the images, a lot more cleanup work is needed in Photoshop to get these to look like they do in real life. The border, the material that they use, I'm gonna butcher how to say this, chroma aberration, that's close. And so that's worth noting with this film, if you're trying to make it digital. Now, let's take a look at the quote old chemistry from Polaroid, production dated February of 2024. The same as the quote new stuff with the new chemistry. And I gotta say, they don't look too different. They actually look pretty much the same overall. The one of the dancing bear sign is almost indistinguishable from the new stuff. Really, really good. It's same contrast levels, same tones, which does have a slight hueing of brownish tan, ever so slightly, which honestly, I don't think it looks bad. I think it kind of lends its own look. So here's two pictures of the movie theaters. Which one do you think was shot with which? And I removed the frame, that way you can't tell which one's which, because the new monochrome frames have the slight difference in the color of the frames. The cinema one on the left, this one is the quote old stuff. Looks pretty much exactly the same. And this isn't some type of gotcha Polaroid video. This is actually really exciting with their quality control on their film. Yeah, this is super cool. If this stuff stays this way, I think I'm gonna be shooting a lot more black and white film. Now, also, I teased this a couple of times in the video. I've shot these at night with quote old Polaroid film. Production dated February of 2024. I shot this stuff pre-Policon. Here are those results. It's kind of mind-blowing, isn't it? Like, this is crazy. Just look how punchy that black and white is, and that's straight up black and white, no color shifting whatsoever. It is fan-freaking-tastic. Makes me want to start shooting neon at nights a lot more. Here are some of the other ones I shot as well from that same pack. I'm pretty sure it is in all black and white film past February. If you're looking to get into black and white or get back into it, now might be a good time. And I hope they can continue with this level of quality control on the film. Thank you, Polaroid. And I'm saying that in a non-sarcastic way like I usually do. If you want to dive even deeper into the brand new monochrome film from Polaroid, you can check out Sweet Lou Photography's video that came out today. Right now, you can watch it. There's a link in the description below. I am curious to see what his thoughts are because he's way more critical of Polaroid than me. I know I gave him a lot of crap about him being back shooting Polaroid while we were at Policon this year. He wanted to make sure that everyone knew he was definitely not back. But I am still curious to see what his thoughts are. So if you want to check it out, there's a link in the description below. Now let's read some comments from some previous videos. First one up is from the Polaroid i2 review. I have a factory sealed i1 I got on Amazon clearance for 20 bucks. I actually just got one courtesy of Dave Knop from the Knop Top YouTube channel. He gifted me one. And so I got a video on that coming soon. So I'm gonna keep in mind with that camera if you're looking into getting one. Guaranteed the battery is toast. But the plus side is you can plug directly into a power bank and the camera will work. So that is really cool. From the Coca-Cola 35mm camera video, I have one, but I don't quite understand how to use it. Is there a way to know how many photos are left? Yeah, there's a little window on the top of the camera. It's a film counter. It'll count how many photos that you have left. Fun camera, by the way. It's up there. I got one. I don't think you can see it. It's at the top of that shelf. There's some film in there. I need to finish shooting. There's only a couple shots left. I need to develop that really soon. From my annual best camera guide recommendation list, Did you skip the SQ1? How does it measure against the SQ6? Comes and goes, but it has been technically discontinued from Fuji. Last Christmas, or this past Christmas, they were up on Amazon again for like 80 bucks. Which is a solid deal, because when they came out, they were 140, I think. But no, I didn't necessarily skip it. I just don't necessarily recommend the SQ1. It's a stripped down version of the SQ6, super basic, no real like control. It don't get any like exposure compensation from what I know. But from the specs that I've seen of it, and for the price, because it's like 150, I think, it's not worth it. I would track down an SQ6 like on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, somewhere in the aftermarket. There should still be some on Amazon, but they might be more expensive because literally anyone can sell on Amazon and price whatever they want, just so you know. From the Polaroid SLR 680 review, I am 80 and I found my old Polaroid 680. Nice. It needs some help and was wondering if there is a US-based place doing reconditioning. Kind of summarize what he said there. So I recommend somebody called Chromatic Parts. His name's Dennis. Love him. Does great work. However, he is in the UK, but he does a lot of other things than just refurbishing. He does mods and some other things. He's fantastic. He's quick on shipping, and it's not even that expensive to ship. I think last camera I sent him, it cost me like 20 bucks, 25 bucks, something like that. And some of my Patreon members have actually reported back and said they sent him a camera, and then 7 days later, that camera was back in their hands. There are a few people in the US that you can do. I think Brooklyn Film Camera does refurbishments and stuff. Retrospect, which I don't necessarily recommend them. They're slow and very expensive. And then there is, I think his name is Dr. SX70. He's in the US, if I remember correctly. So a couple there to look into. I've never used any of those services. I can't back them in any way. I can just tell you who they are. So if you use them at their own risk. But I back Dennis from Chromatic Parts, and there is a link to him in the description below. I'm not sponsored by him at all, just so you know. I just really like him as a human, and his customer service is unparalleled. It's amazing. And he does great work. Lastly, we've got a comment from a live stream. I miss your videos on limited edition frames. Bring those back. I have heard and seen that comment a couple of times, and I'm working on one coming up. Picked up some of that, what's it called? Passequet? And some of the Retnex film, things like that. I've got some videos on those coming soon. In fact, the Retnex film, take it to TWA Hotel. Yes, so cool. And shoot some film there. So there'll be a video on that coming soonish. But if you want some of your comments read in the next video, be sure to leave some comments on this one. You never know, it might just be read. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Now, get out there, make some more.